Well, hey, I guess Obama's really creating jobs then, isn't he?
Well, that's the idea. These are the jobs you're going to get. That's the idea. You are going to have to join AmeriCorps or possibly City Year, and you're going to see that rolled out on September 11th this year because they've named September 11th a new holiday, and it's not a holiday about the victims. It's a holiday for national service. It is the National Service Day where they will be promoting these red jackets. I thank you for the call, Dan. Let's jump to Scott in Washington. Scott, you're on the line.
Yeah, Jason, a couple of points I wanted to make, and one kind of what he was talking about, this thing about these paid so-called people to promote this thing, and I think Alex had actually talked about this on his show on Friday with his interview with Alan Keyes, you know, with also Acorn being involved in this. Now, I'm willing to bet you your bottom dollar, not only if you got these people out here going out here to these things and getting paid money, but they're also probably farming that money out to these so-called talk show hosts who are spreading that propaganda. You remember years ago how they all made that big deal about, you know, the Republicans pushing out and getting paid all that money for pushing out, what was that, No Child Left Behind? And, you know, and you turn around and you listen to some of these shows. Randy Rhodes, for example, is trying to run around here and act like, oh, she's so much the expert on all this, and all of us are misinformed and stuff. And she's running around here off of these talking points, and the stuff that people are bringing up at these meetings, you know, well, first of all, they said that it never existed in the bill. Now they're turning around and capitulating. Oh, no, well, we don't understand it. Oh, you need to get a lawyer. You need to do this. You need to do that. And it's just totally insulting. It's like, you know, how stupid do you think people are?
Well, you know, I've been seeing Keith Olbermann all the time just promoting and promoting and promoting whatever the president puts on the table and demonizing people at town hall meetings, you know, trying to play the race card. I don't know about Randy Rhodes. I know Randy Rhodes has done some really good work in the past. I hope that she's just caught up in the fervor and she's not on some sort of payroll. I kind of hope the same of Olbermann, but it's hard for me to believe that Keith Olbermann, who seemed so well informed and, you know, and just so energetic and for the people during the Bush administration, do this complete 180 and really be pro-tyranny. I mean, when he promotes these agendas, it is a pro-tyranny agenda.
Yeah, just listen to snippets of it. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then she caught herself up in a lie, and I don't think she even realized that she caught herself up in a lie. First of all, she claims that she read everything in this bill and stuff, but then she was telling one caller, well, you know, I talked to these politicians and they explained to me, you know, exactly what was in the bill because they wrote it. Well, you just said that you read it, and now you're just saying that you didn't read it. I mean, do you think that everyone is that stupid? And the second thing that I just wanted to mention real quickly about the contest that you guys are running with the Obama Joker poster, it's getting a lot of people, a lot of these so-called left talkers unhinged. I mean, they are just pulling their hair out, calling you guys a bunch of racists. And I was listening to somebody on here on their ridiculous podcast. I think it's somebody that may have interviewed you or were on the same actually network that interviewed you one time for when you did Loose Change and stuff. You know, talking. Well, first they went on trashing 9/11 truthers and all this stuff, talking about they were all nuts and stuff like that. And
well, that's the talking point. I mean, you gotta realize that's what they want. They want 9/11 truth to be Nazis. They want them to be racist. They don't want it to be about the issues. And you know what? And coming up in the next segment, I thank you for the call, Scott. We are going to play a small excerpt of this Sibel Edmonds interview where she talks about, again, Bin Laden being intimately involved in U.S. intelligence all the way up until 9/11. And of course he was, because he is an asset to U.S. intelligence. He was not just an asset in the past. He is an asset today. He is the boogeyman they need to continue this war on terror. They need the boogeyman. The boogeyman is Bin Laden. Let's be real for a moment, folks. Those reports of him meeting with the CIA officer that were in Le Figaro and other papers internationally are probably true. The night before 9/11, he goes to Pakistan, our supposed ally. They're still our supposed ally, even though they funded the hijackers openly. Openly funded the hijackers through Pakistani intelligence. And then Pakistani intelligence is actually set up by British intelligence and revamped by the CIA back in the 70s. And 80s, of course. But no one wants to pay attention to that. And now we know that bin Laden, well, magically, the night before 9/11, he's taken care of by the ISI at a Pakistani hospital. And then we can't find him the day after 9/11. And then we find out, oh, wait a minute. No, he is working with U.S. intelligence all the way up until 9/11. And this is an FBI whistleblower. She's with the FBI. She listens to the tapes. She's a translator. She finds out, oh, my God, there's this international intelligence organization out there that's working with bin Laden. And we're turning the other cheek. And it seems like Turkey's involved, but I don't know into what aspect. But to me, I mean, you look at this network, and it's a network of Saudi Arabia, Israel, Pakistan, the United States, and British intelligence. And, you know, we cover a lot of that in this film right here, which you can download for free. You can send the link out to your friends. In my, experience, I found that this is the most irrefutable 9/11 truth film out there because it doesn't deal with controlled demolition. It doesn't deal with what hit the Pentagon. It doesn't deal with what happened at Shanksville, Pennsylvania. What it does do is it follows the money trail. It follows the people that got arrested. And it follows the cover-up. Fabled Enemies, folks. Go get a copy today. We're going to come back on the other side. We're going to go to Mike in Florida, Rodney in Texas, and others. The call-in line is 888-201-2244. That's 888-201-2244. And we're going to talk about this headline right here, as well as Sibel Edmonds. LA Sports Arena hosts health clinic for last resort. That's what you're going to see more of. You waiting outside of a sports clinic overnight to maybe get some health care.